Misty wind quivers the tree leaves. The gloomy forest sits in lap of the evening. Fair moon drifts in the fairy sky. Thin stems of the grass hold what leaning. My humble feast gathers the fallen wood, and Gracia disappears in the mist. The bunch I carried when hurts my back, I lift my hand to catch the wrist. Fasten the bunch with a jute rope. I heave the twigs to the top of my head, and the woven cloth lifts the bunch. I stroll the trail to home that led. The ground is wet in the mist. I put my feet wherever the mud feels dry. Walked my foot in gloom of the sky, and the path I traced where takes my eye. At the side of road I walked alone, when falls water in the misty land. The wood I carried would wait in the rain. I shift my feet to look for a stand. A shop I saw is smoking the air. A bench it has on the terrace to meet. It shades the rain and retains the warmth. I ran in its shade and left the street. He drew a cup of tea to drink and get lost in the seasonal lures they sing. The man who once loved a thing, all the nights he spent plucking his string. What a love you see in the eye of a swan. I saw a love raining the mountains. The breath he breathed in tiniest of his life. She left the bond but left her stains. The sky is clear, still showers the rain. I lift my bundle to prepare the bread. The street I reached when it stopped the rain. Unlocked the latch and warmth is spread. I chopped the vegetables and flared the fire. The food sets on the table that night. Finished the meal, I fell on my bed. The blanket I drew and snuffed the light. Morning fog blinds view of the valley. Sunshine dispersed the cold. Laid on my bed, I blinked my dreams and sat on my bed what day had unfolded. Shower I took and put on my shirt. The clock rang as I fetched my coat. The jute bag hangs on my back. I locked the wooden door as the day flowed. Street seems quiet as I rode my bicycle. Some men walk for purposes unknown. A man runs straight to my path. He holds a letter in his fingers, I scold. Take it with you and post it, my friend. It's for a friend who lives abroad. Kept it in my bag, I took it to post. Something for a care ship if I could afford. On the stairs I walk that takes me in. The mails of strangers are spread all over. Letters that wrote in the loneliest of moment are sent in the post like a clover. I post his mail and collect the others. Messages that sent should reach to them. Bicycle roams the street all corners. I knock the doors when calls the name. Have not visited him for a long time. He lives in the city and does a job. had a dream to work on regular wages. Whatever he earns, we share the crop. She says when saw me standing at her door, the knot she holds in some hope, and the letter she waited long, and brings some water as I rain the slope. Letters left in my baggage to wait. One at a time takes the day-long haste. Weather thunders the clouds in sky and rains the monsoon in its pace. I turn the bicycle to take some rest. My home is close, could rest on bed. The evening won't let me to work. I moved my street and the street I fled. Towel hangs on the bar beside. I washed away the dirt mustered on the street and cleaned my skin with the fluffy towel. I drew the mug and washed away my feet. Saw the letters kept on the table. Some were dry and some were wet. I moved on to see the dampened letters, if some were wet from the day-long sweat. The letters I scattered on the table and opened the window to dry that night. Gentle breeze flows in the evening, soaks the letters and leaves them light. A letter I saw half wet in the water, writings it in quotes on paper do appear. I left it seeing the emotion it shared. The paper is wet, it would need more care. Turn the other side of the letter. The fuzzy letter makes me eager to know. The glue it had is weakened in the water. I took it out to read what show. Words are embedded in equal rows, and the writing tells the beauty of its tale. Like the loneliest author who writes every night and has no one to share the tale. She writes her story with some grace. The life has changed the way we face. Have left the past we both had made, work for the life and live on wage. The day I left the path to your home, I know it was difficult to be yours. Memory of moments we lived together. I had to grow and leave the force. Wish you are happy too. Don't restrain your life for the sake of the history. A friend like you I miss every day. Work in the present and future is a mystery. Could be difficult for you, I know, for the dreams we made to live together. The rain we both wet in the fields. Forget the evenings and the cheerful weather. I was alone when I came to the city. The nights I spent just thinking of you. Didn't know whether I was right to be, if someone faithful like you I ever knew. Now I see a man who cares for me, something that I always missed. I am happy with my simple, lenient life. I wish if your life is equally blessed. Lamp glowed in the murky night. Beside the lamp I sat reading her write. It reminds me of the last nights when she was with me and the days were bright. I kept the letter on the table and left it to dry till I wake up next morning. Slept on my bed in memory of the lost, the night I spent in heeding the storming. Took my bicycle and paddled the morning. Fog hides the corners of a street. The letter sits in the bag and swings. I rode all corners with the name to meet. The house appears beside the street. The wooden fence covers its lawn. Left my bicycle and moved towards the door. The fog disappears when it's dawn. I stood at the door and knocked it thrice. If someone hears, the postman arrived. Its grey wood keeps me aside, and the footfalls of somebody who is behind. A woman in a purple dress then smiles. If she is a keeper of the house. Voice of a man I heard from inside, like if he is her man and if she is his spouse. Is there a meal for us? She asks in a gentle tone and waits for my response. I crossed my head in no. A glass of water I need, that's all of my wants. She turns and brings drop of water. I washed away my throat and took my path. Rains the monsoon, I wet as I walk. The bicycle I rode and the street takes the bath.